it. First of all, I do want to say thank you to everybody who reached out to me with love and support and like kind messages and kind things to say and motivational stuff. Like I really do honestly appreciate it. Like honestly, I can say that throughout all the whole saga of the judgment, the hate, the everything, all of your messages, all of your support, your love, your kindness, that really kept me going. So really so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to everybody who reached out to me and sent me all kinds of love and support. I really do appreciate it. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm really sorry I could not reply to everybody. As y'all can imagine, I have so many messages, a lot of messages, a lot of people who reached out to me and stuff. I can't reply to everybody, but I did try to read most of it. And I will say I'm very touched by a lot of your stories, your comments. Like, it really, really touched me. So, a lot went down. I posted a picture on Thursday, and it kind of went viral, I guess. It went viral, and, it really it surprised me that it went viral even outside of Nigeria. I had some people sending me some articles about it in Chinese, in Spanish, in French, in Italian. I was like, whoa, that is really crazy. And so what's going on now is a lot of people are asking me like, how are you taking it? How are you doing? How are you handling it? Are you okay? So I'm just gonna say I'm doing great. I'm fine. Like I do believe that whether people like it or not, what happened has started or sparked up a kind of conversation in the Nigerian atmosphere that needed to be had. It started a whole conversation about the whole LGBT or the whole gay topic that at some point that needed to start happening more and more. Because I feel like we can't all keep pretending like gay people are not amongst us. Like there's gay people everywhere. Like being gay or being part of the LGBTQ plus community is not European, is not Western. It's just human nature. I don't have an explanation on why people end up like that, but it is what it is, and we all have to be respected. So I just want to say, like, I feel like we also need to kind of stop acting delusional, especially like with Africans. Like, you guys are not delusional. You know that gay men and women are around you. You've all been kids. You've been growing up, and you've seen maybe that slightly feminine boy in your classroom, or maybe you've seen that like slightly masculine tomboy girl. Like like we may be a minority, but we exist. You know that. So like I feel like we really need to stop being like delusional or like letting religion cloud our judgment. There are gay people around us, bisexual, whatever, and it is what it is. So I feel like it's ridiculous keep having this notion that it's some kind of like Western or European thing. That's really ridiculous. I feel like I don't need to say this, but I don't need to say this because most people know this already, but some people really don't know or they act like they don't know. Nobody wakes up in the morning and decides to be gay or decides to be lesbian or decides to be bisexual or transgender. Nobody would wake up in the morning and decide to like live, especially if you're African, nobody would wake up in the morning and decide to like live a lifestyle when that society will judge you, society will like shun you out, society will try to like ostracize you. You know that. So it's like, I want us to stop and really just use our brains and think for a second. Why do you really think somebody would just wake up and, because, I did an interview with Punch and a lot of people were saying, the interviewer was rude or whatever. Like, to be honest, I didn't really care. I didn't mind because the way the interviewer asked the questions is the way most Nigerians will ask the same questions. So like, I really didn't mind. But, I did notice he used words like, why did you choose to be gay? That's the thing. A lot of people really think that it's a choice when that's really not the case, So this is some of the things I'm trying to just get across. It's not a choice. It's never been and it never will be. The only choice we have about it is if we're going to hide it or not. And I just chose to finally stop hiding it. And that's the only choice I made. So yeah, and also like, I feel like personally, I've given up trying to convince people. I've given up trying to convince Africans or religious people that, I've given up trying to convince y'all that I'm normal or you should accept me or you should like me, or I've given up on all that. I really don't care what you think. I don't really care if you like me or you don't like me. I don't care if you think it's normal or not. At this point, the only thing I'm just trying to fight for or trying to speak about is just respect the basic human rights. Like, I'll be really honest. I don't have the same situation as a lot of Nigerian gays do have over in Nigeria. It's not the same for me. Because I'm in France, so it was definitely easier for me to come out. I do know for a fact a lot of people who are still in Nigeria cannot come out, and I understand it. But I just feel like as a society, we need to get to a point where that's really not the case, because even, even as women, like, you don't want to have to be tricked by men into like fake or sham marriages. There's a lot of work we need to do, and hopefully slowly, as we have this conversation more, and as we really talk about it more, and we bring more awareness, it can be we can solve a lot of things, because I feel like at this point there really is no reason why there should be a 14-year prison sentence for homosexuality. I feel like that's one of the first things we need to tackle. There is really no reason for that law. That should be abolished as soon as possible, and that's just my opinion. So that's what I'm saying. So all I just ask is you just respect. Like, I don't ask for you to like us. I don't ask for you to like accept us. I really don't ask for you to care. I don't really mind what you think. You can have your opinions. If you think it's wrong, if you think it's demonic, you can think whatever you like. The only thing I'm asking for, like, just respect our basic human rights. That's it. Do not send gay people to prison. Do not endanger their life. Do not extort them. Do not do all that, because that's, to me, it's really just ridiculous. And the thing is, even with that whole like 14-year like law, I bet you for a fact some people who were signing that law or voting on that law are gay themselves. So it's just it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, if you just look at it statistically, for a fact there's a few people who were like voting on that law, even if they voted yes, that would have been gay themselves. A lot of people. So yeah, there's a lot of work to do, but I do believe one day it's possible for us queer people to live freely in Africa. But I do think for us to be able to get there, I think more of us need to come out and own our lifestyle and speak up, because we have strength in numbers. So if more people really did come out and speak up about stuff like this, society will realize how many of us there really are. And at that point, there really will be no choice but to instill a change, But I just feel like this is still not the case yet, because most people are still afraid of judgment, criticism, and I understand it, but I just feel like at some point something has to give. We can't keep living like this forever. The Western world, or Europe, as y'all like to call it, they've moved past this for so many years. Like, yeah, we do still fight for like some LGBT rights, especially trans rights at the moment, but like just general basic human rights of LGBTQ plus people, we've been like, it's already done. And I feel like a lot of Africans are really still in the 18th century. Like, it's crazy. We need to move past a lot of things. Honestly. I don't know. So, like, with regards to, like, the religious comments from Christians and stuff, I mean, to be honest, they feel the way they feel. And, you can't really blame them, especially the older ones, because they've had a whole lifetime of doctrines and religious teachings and biblical whatever instilled into them. Like, all these preachings, they've had a whole lifetime, so many years of these things being regurgitated and pushed onto them. So I don't blame them for feeling the way they feel. That's fine. I just feel like I said before, as queer or LGBTQ plus people, all we can ask for is just respect us as fellow human beings and let us live in peace. But yes, I was saying, like, we're not bothering anybody. We're not harming anybody. Like, everything that's going on is between consensual adults. We just want to live in peace, and that's it. There should be no reason why homosexuality is a criminal offense in Nigeria. And all this talk about like this agenda or Western influence, there's no agenda. We just want to live in peace without fear. That's it. And, personally, I do hope that from this point on, more people begin to speak up, because, like I said, we have strength in numbers. Like, imagine tomorrow, if everybody who was actually gay or lesbian or whatever, bisexual in Nigeria was to speak up about it. Imagine if everybody was to do that. Like, that would literally shake up the whole society. And at that point, like I said before, there will be no choice but to change something or to do something about it, So if what I did can inspire more people to speak up, then you know what? It is what it is. Like, at least there would have been some positive that came out of it, Mostly, like, I do feel sorry for the women, like, involved in stuff like this, because there are a lot, like, I don't really care about comments. Like, I don't even really read comments. I don't read negative DMs, but I do see some negative stuff from women telling me like this and that, saying Christian women. I'm like, I feel like y'all women really should be fighting more for acceptance, because a lot of you guys are married to gay men, and I'm sorry, but your whole lives are a sham, are fake. Like, your husbands are living in secrecy and leading double lives. And I feel like some of y'all know, and some of y'all don't mind, maybe because your husband may be rich or whatever, but some of y'all maybe don't know and discover later on, and it's heartbreaking. Like, so I feel like y'all should be pushing for acceptance more, so y'all don't end up in situations like this. Because for me personally, I would never want to be in a situation where the person who I call my lover, or who I'm married to, does not even like me, does not even like me, is leading or living a fake life. I don't know, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel like a lot of y'all, your whole lives are a lie. And I'm not even trying to say that, I'm not even saying this to try and be like, to sound negative or something, but it's a fact. It happens all over the world. Even in France, it happens. Even in France, that where homosexuality is legalized, there are still obviously still gay people who do the same thing, marry women just to appease their family. So, you know, imagine your man impregnates you, he has kids with you, and then he's still sleeping with men on the side, and he's just using you as like a baby a baby machine to make babies in a family. I'm gonna move on from that because it's a lot. I feel like nobody deserves to be fooled into a fake marriage or fake relationship. I just feel like that's horrible. I personally cannot ever do that to somebody else. I don't feel like any woman deserves that. So that's why I just feel like women yourselves, y'all need to stop being homophobic and push for acceptance, so y'all don't find yourself in situations like that. Because a lot of you are married to gay men, whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit, like, accept or not, that is a fact. That is a fact. So that's how I feel about that. One of the most questions that I got was asking me if I'm a Christian, how do I feel about the whole Christian antichrist, whatever, like the whole homosexuality being forbidden in the Bible. And I will say this: I was raised as a Christian. I was raised as a Christian. I went to church every Sunday, sometimes twice a week. I did all that. But at this point in my life, right now, at 27 years old, I no longer consider myself a Christian. That I'm not saying I'm an atheist. I'm not an atheist. I believe in God. I pray to God. I have my own personal relationship with God. I just no longer subscribe to organized or current man-made religion, because I just feel like religion of these days, maybe in the past religion was good and it helped a lot of people to become better people. And I do feel like, even I don't like come here and feel like I'm judging Christians or Muslims or whatever. Like, there are some people who follow religions and it makes them better people, it makes them good people, it makes them kind to others. But I just feel like a lot of times religious culture these days is very, very toxic. Is very, very toxic to a lot of minorities. A lot of religions are very toxic to women, to gay people, to a lot of different minorities, even to people of color. Like I said, in the Bible, like, I don't want to make this into like a Bible study, but there are literal verses that permit you to own slaves, which people when y'all really like do some research, it's crazy. Like, I have spent a lot of time researching a lot of this stuff, and religion to me is just very toxic, and I just no longer subscribe from it. Like, I just prefer to have my own relationship with God. I pray to God, but I know I don't follow any religion anymore, and that's just my own personal point of view. You know, if you do follow religion and it makes you a better person, fine. I will just ask you not to use religion as a basis to judge or harm other people. Because one of my biggest issues is that people hide behind religion to do horrible things to others. Like, I was raised as a Christian, and I do feel like a lot of Christians, y'all are hypocrites. Y'all are hypocrites, because y'all are gonna come and tell me, okay, homosexuality is forbidden in the Bible, this and that, but there are a lot of things that are forbidden in the Bible. A lot of things that y'all do every single day. Y'all sleep with each other without being married. Y'all sleep with each other's wives and husbands. Y'all do all of this stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that are forbidden in the Bible that y'all do on a daily basis. So who are you to come and try and like be morally superior and tell somebody else, oh, what you're doing is wrong, when you do even worse? Like, don't hide behind religion to sort of like say, okay, this and that, when you are not even... Like I said, I'm going to move on because I don't want to turn this into a religious live, but I have a lot of issues with religion. I'm probably going to make a YouTube video about that, but we can move on from that. I feel like we all need to come together and demand that certain laws that violate the human rights of the LGBTQ community need to be repealed, especially the 14-year prison sentence. Like, if you have humanity within you, there's no reason why you should not support what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason why you should not want such laws to be repealed, because if you are human and you have humanity in your heart, you need to understand that even if we're doing something you don't agree or like, we still deserve the same rights as you do. There's no reason why we should be sent to prison for making actions between consensual adults that do not affect you or anybody else. That's personally how I feel. Y'all can tell me how you feel, but that's how I feel. Any of your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your wives, your children could be affected by the law. Anybody could come out as part of the LGBTQ community. You never know, you know. So I feel like it should definitely not be criminalized. And honestly, I feel like this is something we should really all stand together on. Like I said, if you're a human who loves your fellow humans, you should fight for their rights, regardless of how you feel about them. Like, so thank you all so much for watching. I really, like I said before, I really appreciate everybody's love and support. It keeps me going and it keeps me motivated. So thank you all so much.